This is the Demia Avery Show, hosted by Demia Avery, where some of your favorite entertainers, celebs, and entrepreneurs come to highlight all of their many talents.
Hey, everybody. This is Demia Avery of the Demia Avery Show, and welcome to yet another episode. I want to thank everyone that joined me on the last show. We had an amazing time with R&B group duo Coffee Brown and, yes, Vinny from Naughty by Nature. So if you didn't get a chance to check it out, make sure you do that this week. So listen. This week, we have equally another exciting episode. We have R&B blues Southern soul artist Stacii Adams in the house. I just know you're going to love him. I know you're going to love my sit down with him. He's going to tell us all about his new project and what he has going on. But right now, we're going to get into our old school challenge of this week. This week, we have Battle of the Old School Soundtracks. So stay right there. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like it and share. It's free. It's free to keep this vibe going. So, all right, guys, you ready to vote? Here we go. All right, guys, we have the Battle of the Old School Soundtracks. First, we have the Boomerang soundtrack. Next, we have the Bodyguard soundtrack. Following that, we have the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. And last but not least, the New Jack City soundtrack. Who you with? Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery with the Demia Avery Show, and I have a guest today that I just could not wait to get into the studio as we have a little bit of work history together. I haven't actually talked to or seen him in many, many years. I think I met him in the early years of his career, and it's just awesome to see how successful he's become through talent and grind and business sense and hard work. Please welcome the multi-talented singer-songwriter, producer, R&B, blues, soul southern singer, Stacii Adams. Welcome to the show.
What's going on with you, Demia? How you doing, Miss Avery?
I am doing amazing. I'm just so excited to see you. I'm like full of like this big Kool-Aid smile on my face for seeing you because it is just so awesome. So awesome to see you. So you have had quite the journey. So
quite the journey.
So before we talk about what's happening for you now, let's talk about a little bit about your beginning. Let everyone know where you're from, that already, that don't know. And was music always a part of your life?
Yeah, it was a part of my life. My name is Stacii Adams. I was born in Millersville, Georgia. Music been a part of my life. I was really playing ball at first, and my sister was the singer. I just decided to jump into it and do the best I could with it. And things worked out here and there, and I've been able to do some good things in it. And so it's just a blessing to be able to do it.
Yeah, I hear that. Now, I must mention this because this is how we met. This is how I met you. At one point in your life, you were in a singing duo called LJ, and you were managed by Teddy Aston of Tough Act Promotions, which is where I worked. Was that a major stepping stone for you, like a motivating force for you to go further in your career, especially now that you're solo?
Well, that was the main motivating force. I didn't really, so it started, I actually recorded my first records. We went to New Jersey and we recorded several songs at a producer's house by the name of Anthony Hooper at the time. He produced about really the whole album. So that's how we ended up getting a situation with Teddy Aston. And then from there, the learning, coming in the game at that level, it was good and it was bad. The good part is we learned the business. The bad part is we weren't ready for the business.
Okay. Okay. So when you say you weren't ready for the business, is that meaning that a lot, let me tell you, I'll just say this. A lot of people, when they first get into the industry, they don't realize that it's a business. You know what I mean? So is that what you mean? Because we see all the glitz and the glamour. Is that what you're
What
saying?
what I mean, I guess, is talent level, talent wise, we could have been better. We were
Okay.
good. We had some good music, but now looking back on it, hindsight 2020, it's some things we could have been better at talent wise. And then we all were new to the game, so we were neophytes. You know, for as the producer, me and Lou, we all was new to the game, but Mr. Aston brought us in at a top notch level, and we just wasn't quite ready for it.
Hmm.
On the business end, I've always had some good business acumen, but at the same time, I was young, didn't know a lot, so we were just finding our way through. And Mr. Astor had already been through the levels of the music business, and he was big and radio at the time, so we were just blessed to be in that position. So we were
Yeah.
some of those people at the time was blessed. We were blessed to be in a position, but we weren't quite prepared for it.
Understood. Now, even back then, you and Lou, but I'm gonna say both of you guys were great songwriters. And
Yes.
do you still write a lot of your music now today?
I write all of my music, all of it, and I've been able to do that. And like I said, we was able to get our big placement through Teddy Ashton. With Adina Howard, Nasty Grind. We wrote that record early on. Like first time we wrote it, got placed. I think that placement had a lot to do with the way it was delivered too. My sister, she demoed it at the time, and it was demoed at a very high clip. So that was a big part of getting that record placed. We had the perfect person singing on it, and we had it all matched. Everything came together, so we were able to get that placement off of the writing and off of the demoing of the record. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so it was it was different.
Yeah. So what I liked about you, I mean, you and Lou had different styles, styles of music, styles of writing. Y'all made it, y'all combined things together. But focusing on you, what I liked about you, you had a very realness, a very rawness about your music. It was very honest, if I could say that, very raw. It was hard, but it still had a romantic vibe about it. So tell me what you think sets you apart from other artists. What would you say?
What sets me apart from other artists is I have my own sound. I don't sound like anybody else. So if you listen to my single "Our Big," I didn't. Hear my records. You know a Stacii Adams record when you hear it because I'm not chasing a sound. So I'm not out there writing trying to sound like nobody else that's on the scene. I'm not trying to sound like Jamie Foxx or anybody out there maybe pushing it now. R&B or Usher or anybody or Chris Brown. I sound like myself. My music's competitive. I can compete with the best of the best with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And if I, were a betting person, I could definitely hear some of some old school musical influences, but that's just my opinion. But if were you influenced by some of like the old school artists?
Honestly, my biggest influence was my dad. He was my
Hmm.
dad was my biggest influence. That's the first person I heard sing. So a
Uh-huh.
lot of times I can't really say my influence was Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, and none of those guys because I grew up singing on the porch with my dad and stuff like that. So my
Yeah.
dad was my biggest inspiration when it comes to just flat foot singing.
Yeah.
Other artists that I heard growing up were whether from Keith Sweat, whether from Luther Vandross, whether from Bob Marley. A
Mm.
lot of people had some type of a small influence in what I may have liked, but my drive and my knack for music came from really being at the house with my family singing.
Love it. Now, did your whole family sing? You said your dad, and I know that just knowing you, I know that your sister sings. Is it a family thing that you grew up
But
in?
my dad and my sister sing. Most people on my dad's side are more the singers. But my dad's side they're more the singers.
Okay. Okay. So let's fast forward. Let's talk about your new album, Love You Like the 90s. Is it a tribute to like the golden era of R&B,
Uh,
would you say?
it just get back to the best era of music. The
Mm,
best era of music to me was from 1990 to 2003. So when you start talking about you can have Whitney Houston. So you go to 1990. I'm gonna name some from 90 up to 2000. You had Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker, even Dionne Warwick still, Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, the Hot Boys, No Limit. It's just you could still Michael McDonald. You you could still do your own thing. You can still do your own thing, and everybody had their own sound.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's trying to sound like what may be hot. And then you had to sell real albums. So you had to sell your albums for $14 to $17 or maybe 20. And people, it ain't like a penny, a half a cent stream. A lot of these artists say they go gold and platinum on streams. It's a whole other ball game when you go platinum selling $14, $17 an album.
I feel that. And you know what? You just rattled off some people. And you know, I'm so glad to hear you say Dionne Warwick. I'm so glad to hear you say Dionne Warwick, because sometimes I don't think she gets the credit that she deserves, especially from this generation. And you are so right that those artists from the 90s and backwards, 80s, 70s, you had to have your own sound. You couldn't sound like anybody else. So yes. So that's okay. So I'm so glad to hear you say that. So what would you like to hear more of in today's music?
Originality. People aren't original anymore. You got some people that can flat foot sing, but the singers nowadays are not better than the singers back in the day because they had to sing and get it right. So singers now, to me, we aren't as strong as the singers back in the day. When you start talking about singers like Rochelle Farrell, when you start thinking about singers like Aretha Franklin, Shaka Khan, Mariah Carey, she's a pretty good singer. She has good range, but I won't say she's just one of the better flat foot singers, but she has has great range. But when you start talking about singing, Whitney Houston was a great singer. But it's like nowadays people, because of computers, so everything's so computerized, you don't have to sing as good as you used to. People can fix you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about and as far as singing is concerned, I really wanted to get into this. I was looking at your video and listening to your single "I'll Beg." That song is so hot, but what I love about it, I mean, of course, ladies, we all gonna love the video. Okay, that's just a given. We gonna love the video. But show the muscles. You've been working out, Stacii. So look.
I got to stay working out. I got to stay working out. That's a big part of it.
That's right. That's right. So we're gonna love the video. But what I really love about the song itself is that it gives that real R&B, which we talked about, which I love. So was that your mission, to take us back to the love songs that we miss so much?
Well, basically now you got people are starting to say Southern Soul a lot.
Okay.
So my goal, I don't know the difference between Southern Soul and R&B. I can't never deviate the two. Just one sounds a bit more old school and backyardish, and the other one sounds a bit more polished. But rhythm and blues was put together because of the blues industry to have a culmination of the two. I would say so. With that album, I want to give them upscale Southern Soul R&B. Okay. Southern Soul to me is your location, where you from, and and what you do as a singer. So being Southern Soul, which I would say from the South, with that record, I wanted to give them that straight, raw to the point. Girl, I know you're independent and you got your own cash, and you could walk right out the door and never look. So keeping it simple, but coming directly to a woman, because nowadays women have been programmed to feel as if they don't need a man, which is fine to think that everybody don't need a man until the lightning bolt started to hit and the storm started and you think somebody in the backyard, then that's when a man needed. So with I'll Beg, I'm basically saying, I need you in my life because you are important to me and you make me stronger. And even though you're capable of leaving and surviving in this world yourself, it is important that I beg you to stay so we can continue to grow and love each other. So that's the main purpose of the record. So I'm getting back to the essence of music. This Love You Like the 90 album is what I call tough music. I know it's solid product. Matter of fact, Leslie Bradley mixed like 6 songs on it. Everything's done top notch. Angelo Ray produced every track on the album. So it's like even my inspirational song that was produced by Bailey Hinton, but we all worked on it together, collabing. So at the end of the day, I'm excited. This album here is built up. It's built with a 90s feel, meaning you're supposed to leave feeling something.
Yeah.
So when you hear Our Big is supposed to make you, if a guy is going through something, he's supposed to be able to play that in the car, and his woman can say, damn, is he talking to me?
That's
so,
right.
So now I've been able to work with some of the best of the best. I even got a feature from Anthony Hamilton on the album, Happy Days, which is a record that I have. I also got Calvin Richards on the album. We got a record called Let's Make a Baby. I also got Sky Watley on there, another force to be reckoned with here in Atlanta in the blues market, Southern soul market, R&B market. Also working on a few other features. I got Tony Armani on one record. I put remixing one on, but I got a version of that one by myself also. But this album is really, really put together to me, and I think you're gonna really like it, Miss Avery.
I'm sure that I will. I'm positive that I will. That must feel amazing to you to come from where you've come from, and now you working with such a great caliber of industry vets. That must feel amazing. How are you feeling right now, Stacii?
I'm feeling good because see, I was able to meet a lot of these people because I was throwing concerts. I was spending, I put so much into the game I got a lot of respect in the game from people that are major in the game. I put a lot in. So it feels good to be where I'm located and still be pushing and to still have some of my youth left in me to where I still can grind. I don't look old and washed out. I've taken care of myself. And, that's the main thing with the game. You want to be able to try to stay in condition so that you can compete. Only problem with black music is that they put an age limit on the age stipulations. White people don't do that. In country, Western country, you can wake up 64 years old and drop your first single.
That's true.
And you go do a photo shoot without a haircut, the same boots you just fixed the car in, the same pants you woke up in, and you stand there and take a picture, and you can have the dirt under your fingernails. But we're taught, they call it polish. We have to go above and beyond. And I think what kills a lot of our music is we try to outstop the older sound of the older people. Because financially, a lot of us can't afford to go to a lot of concerts. We don't have that excess cash to be able to spend. Yeah. So what I've learned is that I just make music, but I try to stay focused on having a real life because most artists don't have health insurance. They don't have any finances. They're broke. They're poor. They're struggling. They don't have nothing going on. They're waiting on somebody to give them something to be able to make it or to put them in a position. When that's over with, it's over with for that. You have to be able to, how do you sustain before you make it? That's the biggest problem. How do you sustain? Most artists have a problem with sustainability. They can't sustain. Yeah. They want somebody to give them something. Most artists that make it are poor artists, because the artists that have most of the time, people don't want to deal with an artist that's self-sustaining because if he's not needed, if that person feel like you don't need him, then they can't get over on you or take advantage of you. So I ran into a lot of that because I've always put myself in a position where I can make money outside of music and not let music be my main thing or something I have to depend on,
Well, you know what? I really wanted to talk to you about that too, because what I see, and that was another thing that I really like about you. When I check you out on social media and stuff like that, I see all the different success that you have and all the things that you're accomplishing. But what I also see is the humbleness and the grind that goes into it. Just, I don't know if it was a post that you did just recently where, you show yourself like at a video or you performing and things like that, but you also show yourself out there grinding, in the car and you going and giving out tickets and things like that. And I think that's an important thing to show, not only, your audience that that you really want this and you really grind it, but it also shows other artists out there that, that you still have to work to get what you want. So I really like that about you, Stacii.
But that's just a part of it. there's no reward without the grind. This is not easy. This is very hard. I've been doing it a long time. And I've really probably, honestly, since 2006 up until now, I probably spent $2 million just trying to make it. No, ain't no probably, and I've spent $2 million or better.
Yeah.
And so that's why right now I used to try to help a lot of people with music or whatever. But I realize most people not looking to do music, they looking to be saved and get out of that situation through a hit single. And if they can find some other way to make money, that's what they'll do. So I really just stay to myself and do music now and just, let the good times flow and keep my regular life going.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. If you could tell me one, and I know this is going to be maybe a hard question to ask, but if you could tell me what was one of your most memorable moments in your career, do you have one if I could ask you to give me one?
The most memorable moment probably be when I went to London, England,
Really?
and I performed over there. Yeah.
What was so memorable about that?
You realize how appreciated Black folks are in other countries.
Okay.
You realize that there is a lack of appreciation for Black people here in the States, and a lot of times people are trying to scare you not to go out the States. But when you get out the States, you realize that you're a commodity. That you're needed, and you realize that people actually enjoy being around you.
I love that. I love that. Now, going back to our previous conversation, and we kind of stated that R&B now is kind of a lost art. What do you think it would take now for this genre to make a full comeback in this mainstream?
But right now it's gonna come back because the rappers messing it up too much. Right now it's on the way back because the rappers are killing, they shooting, they lying, they telling. All the rappers are telling on each other. They doing everything that rappers say they don't do. So rap is dying now. Rap is on a respirator. So by rap being on a respirator, it's opening up the door for real music to come back. Now the only thing gonna slow it down is now you got AI, the artificial intelligence, where they could doctor in a voice and let it sing a whole song. But AI can't perform, AI can't feel. All it can do is replicate what's good. Human beings, nothing's gonna beat a human. So now it's back to showmanship, back to making solid music and touching your fan base.
Yeah. Yeah.
So R&B is gonna make a heck of a comeback now because people tired of rap. I know I'm tired of it. and I used to rap.
Right.
I'm tired of them Negroes talking about stuff they can do with their hair. How many rappers out of loan money too?
Oh my God.
Onto my online. These rappers online got it together. They in front of the car. They got wars of money. You know how many rappers still owe me money right now? They're begging and borrowing and robbing people to pay for. I'm not lending a dime to another rapper.
You are so crazy. Well, so what can we expect coming up for you? What can we expect? And also let us know where we can get your music, because a lot of people here, I'm sure, want to know. We see our bags. So what's coming up?
I'm getting ready to drop the album. I'm gonna drop another single out probably in the next 2 weeks, just a float called "Good Enough for Me," remixed with the video. Then I'm gonna shoot. Then I got one more record. I'm redoing the record. I'm the only artist that's redoing the record 24/7. Angelo produced that by Kevon Edmonds, Babyface brother. So that's on the album too.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm redoing that record, which so it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a 24/7, baby. So that's gonna be good. So I'm just getting it to them so they can expect. They can find me at Stacii Adams, Stacii Adams. You can find me anywhere online, and they can expect me to drop something. I'm just having fun with the music. If it worked, thank God. If it don't, my regular life still gonna suffice. So I enjoy just being successful. So it ain't nobody got me in the chokehold with no music. So that's the reason it take me a little longer, because I don't have no time to be playing. I do it because I love to do it, but I'm at my office right now. So I thank God for this, and I thank God for the other stuff to be able to do and singing a song, hoping I make it. Because people will hold that against you. That's why you got all the stuff going on with P. Diddy right now, because a lot of people made some bad decisions in the past, and they didn't make it, so now they feel bad about what they did and the decision they made. Yeah. A lot of people, that's coming out on P. Diddy now, a lot of them that made bad decisions and they broke and they're struggling, and you just didn't make it. You took you a couple of drinks, you jumped in the bed, partied, and it didn't happen. And now, so that's the thing about the music industry. When people realize that they can hold it around your neck, whether you're a man, woman, or child, They selling your soul is not sitting down signing a record deal and say, "Here go my soul."
Yeah.
Selling your soul is telling yourself, "I'm willing to do anything to make it."
Yeah.
Always somebody can buy your soul if it's for sale.
Now that is the truth.
The only way somebody can buy your soul
Is
if
it?
you got it up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody so I ain't never been to no ain't nobody never I done been around everybody from Acorn on down. Ain't nobody tried to buy my soul. So you can't. So this selling your soul. I come to do a show,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know I drink beer, you give me 20 cases of beer. If I sit there and drink all 20 cases, end up at Alcoholics Anonymous, that's my fault. Or if I'm drinking, if I come to a show and I'm a weed head, so now I'm smoking out a pound of loud. You give me 10 pounds of loud. So now
Right.
you found my head. So or you go to a spot, they say, oh, he like these women. They throw 20 girls on you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you with the women. So
Yeah.
I always been an artist where I didn't drink, so you couldn't get me there. I didn't smoke, so you couldn't get me there. And I played basketball, so I done seen all the women. You can't get me there. So you have to pay me. And when people realize they have to pay you, they don't like you no more. When people realize that you want to get paid, when they realize, damn, he won't take food and beverage.
Wait a minute,
Damn.
they ain't gonna throw the money at you. When they gonna throw the money at you?
Well, see, the whole thing about it is you have to take. I took the hard road. So the
Yeah.
hard road is you pay your own way.
Yeah.
You boss up, you pay your own way. I've thrown shows and lost $200,000-$300,000 throwing my own shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most artists will never be able to do that. So you got to think when you step out and do that, and you moving through, you're able to get the record with Anthony Hamilton. Not so much because you got the money, but because they respect your grind. So when I drop the single out with Anthony Hamilton, that's gonna bring some more attention to me, and that's gonna make people look at me. And I'm gonna keep making solid music. But my advice to any artist is, I've had several artists come and ask me, please help them. And the word thing you can say to me is, I just need somebody to believe in me. I can't do nothing for you. Self-belief is the first belief you should have. And I don't mean to sound like a bearer of bad news, but it's too many artists that they go out here and do anything to make it. They don't realize that the people determine if you make it or not, the consumers. So you can lay in the bed with P. Diddy or whoever else out there because you think they're going to put you where they got to put you.
Right.
And they put you out and they put money in you, and the people say, I don't like it. It doesn't sound good. What you do then?
Right.
So now you just leave with a hurt jaw and a swole butt.
I'm not messing with I'm not messing with you, Stacii. You are crazy. So listen, before I let you go, because I know that you're busy, there are two questions that I always ask on the show. Okay. And this is just for fun. So the first question I always ask, and it's just so people can get to know you a little bit better besides just the interview questions. And the first question is, name something that people don't know about you. It could be something like a habit that you have. It could be like an obsession that you have. It could be anything. So name something that people may not know about you.
Something that people might not know about me. They might not know that I grossed $12 million in 2 years.
You lost it?
I grossed it.
You grossed
I
it?
made it. They might not know that.
Jeez. Stacii, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. So that tells the people out there, especially the new artists, that you can do it. You know what I mean? You can do it. All right. So the second question is, I'm an old school lover. I'm a big old school lover. So name your favorite artist, or old school artist, or old school
My
song.
favorite old school artist would have to be when you say old school, how old are we talking?
Whatever old school means to you.
Probably Brian McKnight.
Okay. Any particular song or anything?
Probably One Last Cry.
One last cry. I knew you was gonna say one last cry. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we're going to let you get back to your business. I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you so much for dropping in on my show. Anything that you need for me to promote, if you need to come back or anything like that, thank you for blessing us with your presence. Please come back.
Well, awesome. And I'd like to say, we are not here to play dream or drift. We have hard work to do and heavy loads to lift. Shun out in the struggle, for it is God's gift. Be strong, be strong, be strong. I want to tell all the artists out there, you have to be deserving before desiring. This is not easy. Make sure you get a job, life insurance, health insurance. If you don't have any health insurance and you're working somewhere, find somebody married that can put you on their paperwork. Find somebody you can marry that gonna put you on their paperwork so you can have some insurance and keep yourself up. Nobody owe you anything. Stop crying, stop acting like somebody owe you anything, because nobody not gonna give you nothing. If you're on child support, you have no business going to the studio if your child support ain't caught up. Just leave that alone. Get a job. Make sure you take care of your children. Make sure you paying your child support and you taking care of your responsibilities, because on no way God gonna bless you. You ain't blessing your own children. So stop praying if you think you're gonna make it and you're not taking care of your children. So I just want to tell you the facts, and I want to let them know, Miss Avery, because I'm always a realist.
That's right.
Find something else to do besides music to make you some money. I know one guy. I seen one guy that I saw the other day named Bobby Washington.
Mhm.
Bobby Washington sold about 90 CDs and thumb drives. He came from Jacksonville when the storm hit. Bobby Washington came from Jacksonville, Florida to Macon, Georgia. Had a show down there. He sold 83 CDs and thumb drives on that Friday, and he sold another 70 some on that Saturday, and sold another 80 some on that Sunday. And he was getting the lowest he got was $5 to highest he got maybe was $20 for one of his albums. And I'm gonna tell you like this. So when I seen him doing it, I realized he's one of the ones I've seen that still has a career off of selling music out of his trunk and out of his, I won't say trunk, but out of his personal hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody can't do like Bobby Washington do. But what I can say, I've seen an artist, so I got mad respect for Bobby Washington, but all the other artists out there that you're trying to go viral, running around out here naked, going up to people, jumping off of cliffs, all this crazy stuff trying to go viral. Going viral is the chance somebody making to the NBA. You got to depend on the algorithm. The algorithm may not be on your side, even if you're paying. So stop doing all this crazy stuff, trying to make it, trying to go viral. Viral is overrated. Viral is nothing. You got to get out here, tie your shoes up, and get you some real fans, hand-to-hand combat, and you got to go do these shows. Don't worry about what your cousin them say. Just because your uncle and your cousin say you sound good, that don't mean nothing, because they probably won't even come to your show and spend $10 or $20 to see you sing. So do what you have to do. Stay true to yourself. Get out here and grind if you're trying to do it. And the saddest part I'm going to say, and it's so sad to me, and they're going to cry when they hear it, you can do everything right. You can get up and pray 5 times a day. You can work out. You can eat right. You can sing the best notes you ever want to sing. You can pray 5 times a day, and you still may not make it.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is the harsh reality, but hey, on the flip side, you can get that one record. But it take a long time. As you see, I had one record that I got the 15 grand a show on when I was doing the same rap thing. So right now I get anywhere. My shows range anywhere from, most I've got for a show right now being new is about 10 grand.
Okay.
But to go on the stage, 25, 30 minutes, like this weekend, I got a 70-minute show. They gave me $8,500. $8,500 for 70 minutes, I'm happy. Now, some people want to do the $100,000 show and all that, that's fine and dandy. But I don't know no job where you're going to go work for 70 minutes and leave with $8,500.
I'm not mad at you for that.
So guys, get your eyes out, your eyes out the cloud, get your head out the cloud, get back on the ground, get out here and grind. Focus. And Avery, I appreciate it so much, but I have to tell them the truth, because you know how long I've been doing it. I met you in 2002.
Yeah.
I'm still singing And I've been doing it on a consistent basis since 2012 to 2022 to 3 to 4. That's 22 years.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys? I've spent millions of dollars trying to do this and still have not quite hit to where Usher them at, because that's that 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna happen, which I'm fine with that. Just focus on making a living off of doing what you love to do, but go get you a job so that you can have some health insurance and life and death insurance. And if you don't have a job, fellas or ladies, marry you somebody that can put you on their paperwork. I'm done.
Are you done? All right, guys. We want to thank Stacii Adams for talking with us today and for giving us some great nuggets here. I love you. I love you, Stacii. Thank you so much. And listen, we are out of here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, guys. We have an honorable mention here. This week, we are honoring celebrity publicist Miriam Graham. Now, I just want to give a shout out to her for all of her hard work and dedication that she gives to her clients and her community. She is an amazing publicist that is dedicated to all that she serves, and she should be recognized. Congratulations, Miriam. All right, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this week's show. I certainly have. Now, before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. I'd love to get your feedback on the show. Now, we'll see you right here next week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.